For me, it's 9 a.m. and I am in Thailand, in northern Thailand, in Chiang Mai, at a really, really nice location here I'll talk about in a second, and a few people get a chance to come in. So when you do come in and say hello in chat, please hit that subscribe button. It's free to subscribe, and then you only got to wait 60 seconds and you can come in and say hello. Let me know where you are, where you're watching from, and if you have any questions about anything at all, if I can't answer them, I'll find someone who can. So a beautiful morning here, and it's been a beautiful night. The temperature, I don't know if it was accurate or not. I actually got up at 4 a.m. this morning and it was still 23 degrees. So normally it's about 16, 17, so quite a few degrees warmer as we're heading into the hotter time of the year now. And it's going to warm up quite a bit. Most of the days now are touching on 30 degrees, 31. I think yesterday got to about 31. It was a little overcast yesterday, so there was a little bit of, that sort of kept the sun and the heat down a little. But today should get up to around 32 degrees as well. Although it is a little overcast now, although I do see some blue coming through the clouds, so I'm sure that'll clear as the sun gets higher. Also quite hazy this morning. It's about a 20-minute ride out from my condo, which is 10 minutes from the centre of Chiang Mai, the city itself, to get out to where I am here now. And this is called the BANNOK Roasters coffee place here, and it's really quite nice. And I will, after the live stream is ended, I'll put the link down in the description below if anyone is over here and wants to have a look, because this is quite an amazing place. I've just discovered, I've ridden past this a few times and seen it, and when I first saw the place I thought, because if you saw the thumbnail, that's the place. You can see it looks like it's just it looks run down. It looks like got containers around, shipping containers around, and it's got this rusted looking effect outside, but that's part of the design of the place. It's a very popular stop here for motorcycle riders that come out along this road that is the beginning of the Mae Son Rim ride from Chiang Mai. If you're doing it, I think this is the reverse direction going around, and yeah, I always see a lot of motorcycles parked out the front here. There was a group here a couple of days ago of some amazing Triumph motorbikes. There must have been about 15, 20 of them all out here as a big group had stopped here for their coffee break. So but it's really nice, and not only that, but is their own blend of coffee. I'm sorry I made a mess here. I'm just about to finish this because I've already been here for half an hour and I've got to drink it before it went cold. But they brew their own coffee here, and they even grow it here. This is like a coffee farm. All right, so I don't know how they herd the beans around and what they do, but yeah, it's a coffee farm. So anyway, let me have a quick look in chat and see. Hello, Peter D, how are you? You're from Sydney. It's hot in Sydney, is it? Okay. Yes. Yeah, great. Sydney is hot. That's unusual. Well, it should be the year, I suppose. It'll start to cool down as the months head into April and May, I suppose. Jackson in Thailand's there. How are you, buddy? How are you? 24 degrees this morning? Yes, I think it's about the same here. Hasn't warmed up. In fact, it stayed about this temperature all night. And it'll warm up over the next few hours. And it doesn't get to the top temperatures until around about, I'd say, about 2 in the afternoon, actually. It peaks the highest temperatures, about 1, 2 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Yak Lama's there. Hey, how are you? From Melbourne? How is it in Melbourne? You can't wait to get back to Chiang Mai soon. That's good, mate. That's good. Yes, I can wait to get back to Australia. So let me just finish my coffee here. Oh, really nice. I've got to say, they've got these beautiful, like a little platter. So when your buzzer goes off and you go collect your coffee, they give it on this little wooden tray here. And it's got Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% is perspiration. They open here about 7 in the morning, which is really convenient for me. And they were here when I got here around about 20 past 8 this morning, cleaning up all the leaves. Because when I came here last time when I walked in, it's all really rustic, old school stuff in here. They've got the old telephones around the place and there's beautifully designed carved wooden tables inside. You can view from onto the street at the front, but also as you come out the back here, and we'll have a quick walk around a little bit later on. They've got swings there, they've got an area for kids can play. They've got old like 1970s and 80s TV sets piled up over there as some, I don't know, I guess you'd call that art, I'm not sure. I like the toilet sign is quite interesting. We'll see that later. It's a guy standing there having a pee while there's a woman up peeking over the door. That's the toilet sign. It's quite interesting. How's the air quality? It's fine at the moment. I can see smoke, all right? I see smoke and haze in the distance and around, but I don't smell it. So whether I've just become accustomed to it slowly as it's building up, and I've been out most days now riding around in the mountains and so forth, and there's it's hazy, but I don't smell the smoke. And to be honest, when it got during last year, during the smoky seasons, I don't know, maybe it's just I don't have a very strong sense of smell, but I didn't bad days for sure. But I think most of the smoky season will come up in March, throughout March, I'd say. But right now it's okay. It's definitely burning going on, and you can see it in the mountains. Doi Satep, which is the mountain that overlooks Chiang Mai, was reasonably clear this morning. It was reasonably clear. Yet from my balcony, out looking in the opposite direction, out towards the east, the mountains that I can usually see over in the distance were completely shrouded in smoke and haze, so you couldn't see them at all. I'm guessing I won't see those mountains again until probably around about the end of April. The reason I know that is because next week it'll be 12 months since I moved here. So that year has gone really fast. And I do know when I moved into my condo that I didn't even know that the mountain view existed from my windows and balcony until a couple of months after, when smoke cleared. And I woke up one morning and looked out and thought, oh wow, check out those mountains. And I could see the temples glistening in the sunlight and the valleys through the ravines on the mountains in the distance. I didn't even know that existed. I couldn't even see that before. So I thought, well, I got my money's worth. I got mountain views. So hey, hobby time. Welcome, mate. Welcome. Yes. So let me just pin to my t-shirt underneath there. It doesn't look the best. I hope the audio, I'm sure the audio is fine. I have a river running to my right down along the side here. I'm just going to pin this down here a bit more. There we go. That's a bit better. All right. Yeah, so there's a river running down along the length of this place, and there's a bit of a dam over there, and birds everywhere. It's just pure paradise, isn't it? What was I going to mention? A video just came out on my channel just over an hour ago now, all about spending money when you travel overseas. I did a video all about tips and advice for handling your money, and not just for g'day trip, not just for Thailand, but it could be relevant to most countries in the world you go to. So Hopefully it'll be a popular video and people will be able to take something out of it. A few things in there, well, a lot of things I learnt over, gosh, I realise how old I am. I can honestly say 30 years of travelling around the world. So I guess that gives me a bit of experience dealing with foreign currencies from, you know, the Middle East, Africa, a little bit of Europe and the US and so forth. But there's some hints and tips for people, and probably I'm sure there'll be a few things that even well-seasoned travellers didn't even know about that might be of use. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm also thinking of doing a video next week just talking about my first 12 months here and how it's gone and how I've survived and what I've experienced in those 12 months. It is, the 12 months in Thailand is the longest I've ever spent in one single country. It's not the longest I've travelled and been away from Australia. Travelling, I went on a trip that was, let me think, it was a 6-week Everest expedition actually. Sorry, my signal dropped there for some reason. We're back though. So yeah, my trip to Nepal was 6 weeks on that Everest expedition, which turned out to last, how long was I gone for on that? About a year and a half. Yeah, I just decided not to come back. I just kept going. So, what we got? PD asking, do you use Wise debit card? I use Wise, but I haven't never used the card. I have the card. In fact, I don't even think I have it in my wallet. It's at home. But I do use Wise. I've used all the others, but I just found Wise is the quickest and simplest and most reliable. I can transfer money from my Australian bank account and have it in my bank account. What was that? An animal just ran down that tree. It's probably a squirrel. I'm guessing it was a squirrel because I have yet to see a monkey here in Chiang Mai. I don't think it's a monkey. Anyway, yeah, so I could do a transfer into my Bangkok bank account within minutes. That's almost instant. The debit card I've never tried. I'm sure there would be fees like using that in an ATM. I could use it if I wanted to take money out at an ATM, but I don't need to because I transfer across into my bank account in Thailand. So I didn't really talk about that in my video on traveling with money. I talked about debit cards, of course, your normal bank debit cards, and how there are fees and exchange rates connected to them. But as for the Wise card, look, it's only stuff that I've had experience with that I can share. If I don't know about it, even if I research things to find out, it's difficult to find out facts, things that are factual, unless you've experienced it yourself. So I try to avoid that. I won't go into subjects that I haven't experienced. That way, if there's something wrong, it's my fault. You know. Yeah, 220 baht for Wise withdrawals, which sounds about the same as any Visa, international Visa or MasterCard withdrawal. 220 baht. Which, when you think about it, if I remember right, even back in Australia, and I don't know what it's like in the US for US visitors, if I went to a bank account, an ATM that wasn't belonging to my bank, I would be hit with a fee, the equivalent of about $3, $2.50, $3. Yeah, I'm sure it was about that much. So in Australian money to Thai baht, that's about 50 baht. 50 baht, yeah. International, yeah. No, my biggest tip would be, like I say in the video, if you guys watch it at all, will be trying. I know in the States there are some places that can offer you credit on your fees that you're charged each month, and you get back any ATM fees that were charged to your card. But if you just take out larger amounts less often, you're going to save money. You know, if you're going to pay 220 baht to take out money at an ATM, don't go there and take out 200 baht because you want to go spend it on a lunch somewhere. Take out 2,000, 3,000 baht so you don't have to go back to that ATM for a couple more days. You know, as I said in the video, take advantage of your safe in your room if you're staying in a hotel. You know, don't carry it with you all around. You know, I mean, it's not a lot of money anyway. It's a cheap country to get around in, but you should never need to have more than 3,000 or 4,000 baht in cash sitting in your wallet at any one time. No need to. You know, keep the money at home. Yeah, you'll save on fees doing that. Now, yes, good question there, Peter. Can you use a Thai QR payment as a tourist? I tried to find that out. I asked a guy that I met that lives in China. He was English, from England, but he lived in China, and he comes over to Thailand quite often for holidays, and he uses his normal bank cards. I don't know. If someone there who's listening, could you let maybe someone else in chat might be able to know if someone else is watching the stream, because chat will be replayed in the replay of this, and a lot of people watch the live streams replayed, so you could answer the question, but I don't know if you can use a QR code. Yeah, when I was in Australia using my bank account, I would always give my card over or pay wave. I would pay wave. But whether that works internationally, I don't know. I don't know. My Bangkok bank account app on my phone has the QR code come off. You can press that and then scan and pay for anything. I paid for my coffee with the QR code. Not a problem. But I don't know about other countries, but in Australia, they have just a pay wave where you just wave your card across the scanner and it's done. I don't think the QR code's extended that far. I mean, really, in Australia, QR codes hardly even existed before the pandemic hit. You know, they ended up bringing QR codes in, so you had to go and scan in all the locations you visited. I mean, if you were out and putting fuel in your car and you wanted to go in to pay for your fuel, you had to actually scan and show so they could track where you were going, because we had such bad restrictions over there, you weren't allowed to go anywhere. And they were keeping track of you. Oh, I can't believe we went through that. I really can't. I don't want to talk about that. Those were just incredible times. So, yeah, so anyway, but yeah, so I'm thinking of doing a video just about my 12 months here, you know. Like I'm saying, Australian banking is still in the 80s, yeah, banking QR codes don't work, yeah, that's what I'm thinking, that's what I thought. Yeah, they're a bit behind the times, for sure. Over here, cash is not king, all right, QR codes are. Even your little roadside stall will have a little thing up with a QR code where you can pay your 50 baht for your little meal you had or whatever. Everything's QR code. The only thing I have to use cash for is in 7-Eleven. I think I've mentioned that before. There is a card you can get hold of and put credit on it that costs nothing to have, that you can then use that card in 7-Eleven. But I can't use my Bangkok Bank app QR code scanner or prompt pay. Tops, Macro, Mini Big C and others, and no problem at all. I can QR code and pay for everything. I don't know why they've done that, and they would have a lot more business if they did. But yeah, cash only, 7-Eleven. And bars, do they? Yeah, a lot of bars only accept cash, do they? Yeah, well, that's probably a tax thing too, isn't it? You know, I used to not like the way there were, in Australia and in Sydney, there were some bakeries. You could go to some bakeries and they were always Chinese-owned bakeries, and they would only accept cash. You couldn't pay wave or anything else. They would only accept cash. And I thought, and you get no receipt for the bread you buy. And I thought, yeah, they're just doing a tax thing. They're just not recording what their proper takings are. So they're just showing a lower turnover than what they're really getting, and just making a tax dodge. And maybe the bars have got a similar thing going too, you know, who knows. But when you QR code something, it's officially recorded, isn't it? I mean, it's in your banking statement. I don't know the tax system over here and how they work, but certainly in Australia, the tax man knows what you got in the bank for sure, especially if you're a business. So yes, you can't undervalue yourself. So yeah, I'm going to be, I'll do a video about the 12 months here, everything that I went through from, they will accept prompt pay, will they? Okay. All right. I haven't tried that. I might give it a go. I'll speak to them. Because it's a hassle for me. You know, most time I go down to 7-Eleven, most of the time it's just to buy some bread and just to get some bread and maybe an ice cream or something like that, that's all. And yet I have to go to the ATM first, take cash out, which, in case you don't know, there's a minimum of 500 baht. But I don't know about other banks, but on the Bangkok Bank ATM, when the screen comes up with the amounts to withdraw and the minimum is 500, there's a button over on the right that says cash. If you press that, you get the option of only taking 200 out. So you can actually take less. And of course, there's no fee because I'm using my own bank. But yeah, so you can take out less, but they hide that because obviously they want you to take out more. So yeah. So yeah, I look forward to hear how you have found the last year retirement there. Yeah, it was a lot of it was to do with acclimatization in a new country, and getting my body used to such a difference to what I was used to. Okay, climate, food, just all the senses around you. It was a lot to take on. Now, I've spent 6 months in India and I've been through some other pretty crazy places, but not for long term like that. So I had a few health issues and I had a few problems. I went through one of the worst smoky seasons for quite a while. I think last year was a pretty bad one. And obviously we had the floods last year, the worst in a decade. So we got through that. The heat got up into 44. I think there was one day there it hit 44 degrees Celsius. Boy, wasn't that hot. You're riding along on your motorbike, it feels like you got a hairdryer blowing straight into your face. So there you go. Yes, yeah, Kalama, what you say is right. Thailand is pretty much a cashless country. It is, yeah. That's right, you can. Yeah, it's easy to pay someone else some money. Just scan their code. You have your own code as well. So that's right. Talking about paying, you can always become a member of the channel if you're already subscribed. If you hit that subscribe button, now it has a plus sign on it, which takes you into the membership options. And for the cost of just $5 Australian, as my friend calls it, play money, because he's from the US, it's only about $2.50 US a month. That's all it costs us to become a member of the channel. If you'd like to contribute, that would be most grateful I would be. You get to see a few extra videos and a bit more personal contact and so forth like that. So we've got a couple of members now, and that's great. There's also, I think, somewhere in there a super chat, which I can't see on my phone. I know there's a super chat there available if anyone has the urge. I know things are tough around the world now, which is another reason for another video I'm going to bring out too, which I'll talk about. Yeah, everything is good, and thanking everybody for the 12 months that I've been running this channel so far. I don't make much from the monetization and revenue, but it does cover me getting a nice DJI gimbal that we're on now, and also contributed to my DJI Action 4 camera, which improved the quality of my videos. So it all comes back to getting a better product out to you viewers, and that's all I want. That's great. Hey Jim, how are you, mate? Welcome. How are you? Good? That's good. Geez, my accent's really coming through, isn't it? Mate, g'day, Jesus. Hey, gosh. I wonder how long before I start losing this accent a little bit. Anyway, but there's a few people there, and if you haven't already, say hello. I did notice that statistically quite a lot of people watch YouTube on TV these days. We've got a bit of a breeze coming, we've got some leaves dropping from the trees. Yeah, a lot of people watch YouTube on their TV now. I wonder how that goes with live, because you can't really chat with a TV remote, can you? So I guess it wouldn't work so well. I'm guessing most people would be watching this now on either their desktop PC or mobile phone or a tablet of some sort. But yeah, but hit that chat button there. Like if you start to type in chat, it'll come up and ask you to hit subscribe, which is free just to initially subscribe. And then you just wait 60 seconds and you can jump in, say hello, let me know where you're watching from. That'd be great. You're hanging in there, great. Oh, you got a bad cold, have you? Wow, that's no good. A cold. That's probably something I will never have again in the rest of my life over here. To be honest, I was pretty healthy back in Australia too. I never had a flu or a cold. And to make people feel really jealous, I have never in my entire life ever had a headache. I wouldn't know what a headache feels like. How about that? Migraines, headaches, no. Let's touch wood though, because you never do. What's this? I have you on my TV app and comment via my phone app. Okay, so just the other day, I got a notification while I was watching YouTube on my TV, right? It came up, do you want to connect with my phone? And I thought, oh, okay. So I hit yes, and then suddenly I could stop, pause, forward, and do it all on my phone like you normally would while I'm viewing on the TV. I know I'm old school, I'm behind the times. I didn't know you could do that. So yes, okay, you probably could chat on your phone and through your TV. So there you go, see? You learn something new every day. Who knows what else I'm missing out with. Oh, there goes a Harley by the sound of it. 2 Harleys by the sound of them. They're starting to get out for their early morning mountain rides around here. So yeah, that was quite good. I thought that's all right. So yeah, I might try and muck around with that a bit more, because using your TV remote's just not made for surfing your YouTube channels and stuff, you know, and hitting skip for the commercials. I watch Netflix. I'm watching Dexter at the moment. I never did watch the series when it came out, and now I'm watching all the seasons and going through the whole Dexter thing. So, well, I'm trying to. When you live in a place like this, it's hard to stay indoors. There's so many good reasons to go out. So yeah, I've gone through quite a bit. I had an issue. It'll be interesting to see if I get a repeat of any issues, or whether it was just acclimatizing to living here, because I had a lot of fluid build up in my feet, and my feet or in my life. I'm worried that it might be something to do with pulmonary edema that I had that nearly killed me before I came out to Thailand, which involves a blood clot going through your heart into your lung in my case. But it can be a liver problem, something related if you get swelling in your feet. But apparently it's more serious if it happens to one foot, not both feet. And I had both feet swelling up for quite a few months last year. So I tried everything. I tried different diets and all the rest of it. I went to the hospital, had all the tests done, and everything was fine. So that's good to know. And it's on now. It's back to normal. And I don't know how. I don't know what caused it. But hopefully it won't come back throughout this year. And if it does, well, then I know not to worry about it, because it wasn't painful or anything like that. It was just, you know, uncomfortable. You know, I pretty much went up a shoe size I know that. So yeah, and I also had what made a difference, I'm not sure. Yeah. I'll go back here. There we go. Back to the TVs. I guess that's art of some sort. What do you think? You're back? Thanks. Good. We're back. Okay, did you see the fish before? They swam past and now they're gone. Oh, they're all under the bridge. So let me just angle this back down a bit. Ready? Look at that. Look at them. Look at that. But you can see how rustic looking the place is. It's okay. Looks like we're doing okay now. You can see we're back to a few. Yeah, there's the TVs there. I want to show you this sign. This was pretty cool. I don't know, these are for kids to play on. Oh look, there's a climbing. That's what it is, climbing. That can't be too hard. Must be for little kids. Practice their climbing. All right, there we go. And there you go, there's the toilets. The toilet sign. I thought that was pretty neat. See? Hopefully you can see that. And we'll go for a wander here and I'll show you what the river looks like. I'll go up here. And go down here. Like I said, after the live stream, I will put the Google Maps link in here if anyone's in Chiang Mai and they want to come up and have a look at this place. Look at that tree that's come down. It's almost formed a natural bridge. No, I'm not going to walk over it. Go back up here where they've got like a bit of a dam set up. So you can even sit down. They've got some chairs right down almost in the river. Look at that. Okay? Some of these places that you just, from the road, they don't look like anything until you get here. And then you take a look and you go, wow, look at that. There you go. And look up the river there. More places to sit. It's quite a big place. And we're literally 30 minutes is all. Just 30 minutes from Chiang Mai. And it's a beautiful area down here where it's sort of southwest. All right, southwest. There we go. That. The pictures come up really nice, eh? It looks all right. I hope you guys are still there. You're still with me. Are you all still with me? And we go back to my spot now. Go back up here. There we go. We've got one other person here at the moment. And there we go. So that's what you could hear from where I was sitting. And there we go. And we're back. I'm going to set this back up on the table and turn the camera around. We're still here. Good. That's good to know. Let me turn the camera back around. There we go. Hey. It is hard to stay connected. Hey Sandra, how are you? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's not even near the end of the month when I usually... The plan I'm on runs out of the amount of downloads you have per month about a week before the end of the month, because I do four of these a month. So the last one, the one at the end of the month, is usually the one that's causing a problem, because you still connect, but you got a slower speed, you know. So if I up the plan, I don't think it costs much. I'll check. My contract's finished now, so I'm just month to month. I'm not locked in any contract. And I'll see what's available, because I do need to get a bit better than what they're offering me. Let me get that down a bit. There we go. There. Oh, look at that. Look at the size of these leaves off. Hey? Nice colours. Gosh, at the rate they're coming off the trees, those trees will be bare by the end of the day. Oh my. Anyway, so the rest of my day, I don't have too much planned. I'm probably going to head back to my my condo, and it could be all the smoke blocking the connection. That's probably right. No, it's actually looking right. Like I said, there's a breeze, which is unusual, but there is a slight breeze. The sun's straight up there now, and it's blue sky. As I said, it clears. It's quite hazy in the mornings, but then it clears. If you can afford it, you can buy a 12-month data plan for around 2,400 Thai baht. Really? Is that with AIS? Because that would be good. I'd be happy with that if it's unlimited, for sure. And it's of good speed too. Otherwise we have these dropouts. The other option is when I come to places, and I never think about it, but you can get free Wi-Fi everywhere. Most of these coffee places and restaurants and stuff, they all offer Wi-Fi, and you can connect to them. So maybe I could turn on Wi-Fi and have it connected as well, and use the Wi-Fi of where I'm doing the live stream from. That might work as well. But if that's with AIS, that sounds pretty good. That's like $100 a year. That's good. The one I have, it limits me because, you know, they don't, when you go over that limit, they just slow your speed. Okay, AIS on DTAC or DTAC on Lazada or Shopee. On Lazada, okay. All right. I'll look into that. Yeah. But like I said, my internet at my condo, I got a phone call from the girl telling me that it's now been 12 months and asking me if I'm going to stay on with them. And I said, yeah. And they said, well, you don't need to sign up another contract. You just pay month to month like you are. Then she told me the bad news that it was going up by $1 a month to 500 a month. That's all right. And the good news was that it's going from 300 upload and download speed to 500 upload and download megabytes per second speed. But I need to check on something, because I run that speed test, the condo, and I'm getting about 95 upload and download. So I'm thinking I might just restart the router and see if that makes a difference. Otherwise, there's a support number I can ring and maybe find out, because, I mean, I'm happy with the speed, but if they're advertising 300 by 300, that's what I want to get, at least close to that. And then if my plan's going up 500 by 500, I don't want to still be just getting 95, you know? So I'll see. okay, I've got a 12-month SIM. It takes all the worry away and it's so easy. Do you get to keep your number? I don't know if you guys know it, and if you guys are with Bangkok Bank at all, I did a video short on it actually. Bangkok Bank has sent out a notification to all of its people that have the app on their phone to let you know that when you joined Bangkok Bank and opened your account and they got your mobile number, it needs to be the same mobile number as what you are using today. So for me, 4 years ago, I opened up a Bangkok Bank account, and obviously I had a different mobile number because I was over here on an airport SIM card on a holiday when I opened my bank account. So I have until, I think it's the 25th of April, I think that was the date, the 25th of April, to update my details with the current phone number I have. Okay, you need to, yes. Okay, so the problem is that you can't do it online. It tells you that you can go to your profile on the app, right? And then go down and there's your phone numbers there. And as soon as you press that to change it to your current accurate phone number, it tells you that you're a foreigner and you can't do it. You have to go to the bank, which is a big hassle if you're not here in Thailand, like you're not. So come the 20th of April, I think it's the 20th of April, there's a good chance that that app's not going to work for you and you can't access your money through the app anymore. So you need to go into the bank. And not only that, I went to the bank, I saw the bank manager, showed her the notification I got. She took all my details. Then I'm through AIS. So she went through the AIS app, trying to get a picture of my last payment, but it doesn't show it in the app, all right? And she couldn't access it to do that. All she could see was my monthly payments for my fibre at the condo I was at. So what I had to do then was go to the bank, go to the my provider, AIS. I went to the one at Airport Central at the shopping centre, go in there and do a top-up. So I put 50 baht on my account, and then they print me out a receipt, and that showed my name, my current address, my number. That's what she needs, right? Then go back to the bank, give that to her, right? She photocopied it. I signed another 6 pieces of paper like you do. And then she said, within 1 week, you'll get a note. Right? That was on last week, okay? On Friday, I've got a notification saying that my details have been updated. And then when I go into my app now and I look, it's got my current number, so it's all fixed. Yeah, but if you don't do it by that date, yeah, you're probably going to get locked out of the app and it won't work for you. So it's just a hassle, isn't it? I mean, why are we any different from a Thai citizen with a bank account? They have all our ID on file and everything, just as any Thai citizen would, and yet we can't. I mean, we have to go into a branch and go through all that, you know, so anyway. But yeah, that would be a hassle if I was in Australia, and because I used to go in and check my accounts quite often. And I don't know, see, would it block you out of your account altogether? I'm not sure. They're trying to crack down on fraudulent mobile SIM cards or something, but would it affect your bank account? Are you still going to be able to transfer money from Wise to your bank account? I'm sure you still can. It's just the app that's going to stop working. So you won't be able to check your bank balance, you know. They need to tighten up on the Chinese and Burmese to reduce all the phone scams. Yeah, look, it's crazy, isn't it? There's a lot. Did you have to bring your passport? Perhaps that is what they want. Yes, I did. Yeah, but every time you change anything, you got to bring your passport. Yes, I did, and she took photocopies of that, which you've got to put your autograph on as well. So, paperwork, you know. I mean, it may be a cashless society, but it's certainly not paperless society, is it? I must have signed 6 pieces of paper just for that, you know. It was only a couple of months ago I went in there and changed my banking details with my new passport number, because I had to get a new passport when mine expired. And when I got the new passport number, I thought, and those details, so again, all this paperwork. Then they updated my address, so it was to my current address, so everything is fine now. The only thing I have not updated with my new passport is my driver's license. So when you go and stay at places here, say you go away for a weekend and spend a night in a hotel or somewhere, you don't need to take your passport like you normally would if you have a Thai license, driver's or motorcycle license. It's really convenient like that. You just show your license because it has your passport number on it. Okay. In my case, I still have my old passport number on it, but I'm not going to bother about that. I'm just going to leave that. When I renew my driver's license and it's valid for 2 years, then I get to renew it and have a 5-year one. Then I'll give them the new details on that then. It can be a long day at the transport office. What do we got? Let me see what you got here. Jack Lama saying, I can always use the Bank of Thai girlfriend, but the fees, she charged me a very high. Yeah. That's so you're the ATM, is that right? You're the ATM. I saw a great T-shirt the other day. Written on the back says, "Not an ATM." Some guy was walking. Not an ATM. Written big white letters on the back of his T-shirt. I'd love to do that. That'd be great. Doesn't Wise have something similar to a bank card for some countries? Yeah. Like I say, I have Wise, I have their card. I don't think, I'm just going to have a look. I'm pretty sure I don't have it on me. No, the only card I have here is my Bangkok bank account, which I rarely pull that out of my wallet because everything's now scanned with the phone. I don't even use that. I don't even put that in a machine. Unless it's not my bank, which I try to avoid, I go to my own machines. But yeah, so but really highly recommend. And for anybody who's watching too, if you're interested in Wise, it costs nothing to open an account with Wise. And if you go into the description of the video or any of my videos, there's a link down there that'll take you through an affiliate program. There's no cost to you. It's all good. But you'll actually get the first 1 or 2 transfers you do through Wise with no fees if you use that link to join up with. Okay, I do it already, and I get a notification on my app for Wise on the phone. I just need one more person to do it, and I think I get something like $100 credit to my account for introducing people to it. Hey, what the hell? Why not? So can the Wise card be used as a CC, like a credit card? It's more like a debit card, okay? So it's your own money in there, okay? And the good thing about it too is it's very customizable. You can put money up there and open up separate accounts in the Wise account under different currencies. So I have an Aussie dollar an amount up there, which I transfer Australian dollars up into it. But then I have connection just dropped again. Sorry about that. Out of my control. Yeah, I transfer the money into the same and like a sub account, which when the exchange rate's really good, and leave it sitting there as Thai baht. And then when I down into my Thai bank account to access it. Yeah. Things like using the Wise card would be just as an emergency. If for some reason I need to use it. Beach Life, hello. Thank you for your videos. You're welcome. I plan on coming to Thailand in about 3 months and look forward to a retirement in Hua Hin. Very good, mate. Very good. It's nice down there too. Yeah, that would be my second choice of places to go. Very popular. Lots of nice resorts, beautiful beach. Not many people swim at the beach. There's no surf or anything there. But it's on the east. Is that right? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, so you'll see the sunrise from Hua Hin come up over the water. Whereas if you were in Pattaya, you would see the sun set over the water. Okay, it's like in Australia. We watch the sun set over the water. Is that right? Yes. The sun sets over... No, hang on, thinking east. The sun rises over the water in the eastern side of Australia. In the western side, it sets. So there you go. Now, Hua Hin is a bit like that too. It's on the opposite side of the bay to Pattaya. Yeah. But, yeah, I've been to Hua Hin a couple of times, and it's really nice. You ride the horses along the beach. You avoid the smoky season, I think. There are times when it can get smoky down all over Thailand. Of course, here, of course, up north, where the mountains are, is obviously the worst. Sandra's saying, I plan on being, what's that, in Thailand after the burning season, or Hua Hin a little earlier. Yeah, that's good. That's good, yeah. Like the best seasons have just gone and just ending now. So October, November, December, probably November, December are the best times. Also high season, more expensive. If you book early, you could be right, you know. So yeah, and it certainly was a very nice time to be here. Certainly was. And you're in Edith Vale, is it? In Melbourne. Sunsets over the water where I am. Lovely sunsets. Very good. Yep. Beach Life saying they said they did not get a lot of pollution in Hua Hin. No, they don't. It's not a big busy place. It's not like Pattaya. So it's quiet. There's not much traffic. And it's much smaller. It's much smaller. But if you get a chance, you've got to visit the north. You know, it's a completely different world up here in the north to the south. You know, South Shore has the beautiful scenic beaches and the islands, fantastic. Koh Chang and Koh Phangan, Koh Tao, Koh Samui, Phuket, all these islands, the Phi Phi Islands down there, fantastic. That's all great. But you've also got to come up here in the north and see the mountains, the jungles, the tribal villages, the ethnic minority groups up here, and the culture. The culture's strong up here too. So, yeah. Chiang Mai itself is fairly busy, but you've only got to go 15-20 minutes north or south, east or west of the city, and you're in country. You know, it's completely different. And yes, Jack Plummer, yes, it does. There is a beach up here. Yeah, it's not really an official beach. It's a reservoir that they've turned into a beach. They've put down sand. They got deck chairs and beach umbrellas, and unfortunately you can't swim there either. There's no swimming, so that sort of puts a bit of a damp on things. But if you want to lie on the sand in the sun, you can do that here in Chiang Mai too. You'll have to go chase up that video of mine that I did on the Chiang Mai beach. Yeah. I understand that one of my fellow YouTubers up here, Wayne, Walkabout Wayne, did a video just a day or two ago about a beach as well, but it turned out it wasn't a beach. It was more of a swimming pool for kids. Yeah, not quite. I think mine was a bit closer to a beach. I think he's done a video on mine as well sometime in the past. I understand you can take flight hops for around $100. Yeah, that's right, yeah. It doesn't cost much. I think 1,000 baht return if I wanted to head down south to, there's an island down near Rayong, I think, or, yeah, it's not much. So yeah, but I'm staying here for the season. I'm going to endure it for a second time. It's just that the thicker. What I'm doing is that my retirement visa extension of stay for 12 months comes up for renewal in April or May now. In April, okay, it's at the end of April, I think. Gosh, why am I thinking April or May? I don't know, I can't remember now, but I think it's April, right? I think it's May, actually, it's May. 21st of May is ringing a bell up here. What I've been told is that most immigration offices allow you to put in your renewal application 30 days before. That's a month before. And some offices let you do it up to 45 days before. I want to do that, which means in the beginning, around about the middle of next month, I'll be able to, is that right? Or the middle of April, renew my retirement visa early. Now, it has no effect on the original date. You just get that application in, get your bank statement all sorted out and get it in and you're done. All right, and that's what I'm planning on doing. November, oh, it's perfect, you know, if you can hear in November, you know, like give us a yell and we'll go out for a cup of coffee, all right, for sure. Anybody who wants to catch up, let me know and we can catch up for a cup of coffee. Not a problem at all. I don't drink, so it just has to be coffee, I'm afraid. Yeah, so I have caught up with quite a lot of you guys and meeting a lot of new people quite often too. Do I do that online or in person? For the renewal of your 12-month retirement extension of stay, yes, you've got to do that in person. There's 3 pieces of paper from what I've found out, and I've got those 3 pieces from immigration. 2 of those pages are just your signature on declarations that you understand this and whatever, all right? The 3rd piece of paper is a bit more detail, but it's nothing more than the piece of paper you fill out for your 90-day reporting, okay? It's just your passport information, just the usual stuff. The difference is you need to go to your bank, and now that I've made friends with my lovely bank manager, you just need to go to your bank and get your statement for the 12 months so that they've got a record that you haven't gone below the limits that you're supposed to have throughout the year. And then you walk into immigration, take a ticket, I suppose, and hand it all across, wait, pay your 1900 baht, that's all it costs, 1,900 baht, every extension, whatever type it is, from tourist, from visa, extensions of stay to whatever, it's all 1900 baht and that's it, and you're done. The translate, no, the paperwork is already in English and Thai, so you can read it. And I don't know about other offices, but up here in Chiang Mai, near the airport, they have volunteers working there that are sitting there and they will help you fill out anything if you have any questions, all right? They'll literally fill it out for you and you're right, so it's no big deal. The only reason you might want to go and use a visa agent to do your retirement visa renewal every year is if you don't have that 800,000 in the bank that you're supposed to have, all right? Or for some reason you've dropped below the limit you're supposed to have and whatever, then you're going to be paying an agent to cover your ass and renew it for you. And from what I know, from what I've been able to find out, there is no agent anywhere in Chiang Mai that will do that for you. They will not cover your financial requirement in your bank account for either applying for a retirement visa extension or extension of stay or renewing it. But there are ones in Bangkok and Pattaya and elsewhere that will do it, and from what I know, the fee is on around about 12 to 15,000 Thai baht. So obviously I'll have that money in the bank account, so I'm only going to pay what it costs, which is 1,900 baht. So there you go. The second year, the retirement visa only requires half of the, no it doesn't, you still got to have the 800,000. You can let it drop down below the 800,000, right? There's certain time to, I think the limit is 400,000, but come 2 weeks before, I think it is, or 2 months before it might be, I think it's 2 months before your renewal's due, it needs to be back at that 800,000 plus every year, okay? So, you know, the best thing to do really is just put that 800,000 in the bank and just don't touch it, leave it. Yeah, 2 months before, 3 months after, that's right, yeah. And just don't leave it, and just spend the money that you've got to live on. You just keep that separate. You can have two accounts with Bangkok Bank. I don't know about the other banks, but I use Bangkok Bank. All right, so you can have one card for each account. All right, one account's got your 800,000. Just put your card away, never touch it. Just leave it there. The other account, you put your money in, and that's the one your spendings every day, and you pay your bills and everything. Just use that as your savings. All right. You don't earn much interest over here. You probably could earn more money if it was somewhere else, but at least it's going to save. At least it's going to save you paying 12,000-15,000 every year to use an agent. You know, so whatever interest you're missing out on, you're certainly making up for in the extra fees you would have to pay if you didn't have that money in the bank. On top of the fact that it's left the country, came back, or had other dealings with immigration, and for some reason there was a problem, and then they had to go in and check on you, and then they find out that, hang on, you're on a retirement extension of stay here in Thailand, but you only have $500,000 in the bank, 500,000 in the bank. They're going to ask questions. So, yeah. You're getting 5.5% in Australia now and 0 in Thailand. That's pretty good. 5.5%. What bank's that? Gosh. Has that gone up recently? Because we've got some money invested, my family with my parents, in term deposits, and I'm sure they're only getting about 3% in a term deposit account. 5%. Yeah, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. That makes a substantial difference. I mean, what's $800,000 in Australian dollars? It's like $30,000. Ubank, okay. All right, yeah. I was with Suncorp. I still am with Suncorp. I don't like Suncorp. I have my problems with Suncorp. They're probably no different to any other bank, but I just me like I was just just a number, you know. Yeah. You know, customer service is gone. There is no customer service left in Australia, is there? I can't speak for the rest of the world. Part of NAB. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Anyway, it's okay. So anybody else, who else is watching? Anybody new watching? Hit that subscribe button, say hello in chat, and don't forget to watch my video. It came out just a couple of hours ago, all about what we're talking about, pretty much, travelling with money, you know. I'm getting messages. What's this? What's this? Thai visa. Oh, so there was a Facebook group, Thai visa advice, I think they're called. I messaged them this morning just confirming how long it is that you can reapply for your 12 months retirement extension. And it went into the forum Facebook page, and somebody said 30 days, and some places offer 45, like I said. I just need to check with the office. But now they've actually emailed me asking me what sort of visa I have and so forth. And yeah, I'm not here to give them any business or anything. Beach Life saying, I have a Capital One credit card with no overseas charges. Yep, I used it in South America a lot. Oh, that's good, yeah. Yeah, if you can get hold of a card with no charge, they do exist. Some of these cash cards are good too, that you can load up with the currency you're going to spend at the country you're going to. So you pay all your fees and exchange rates, and when you put the cash in the card, and then it's done. You don't get any foreign conversion fees like you would if you were overseas trying to spend money. Oh yes, ChatGTP can answer. My signal dropping out again, but it's okay. I think we're back. It's all right. Yeah, ChatGTP. Wow, isn't that changing things? Okay? And I've got to admit, that's helped me out with some of my video content as well. Asking questions and asking how I should lay it out in a video, and what sort of title I should use. Very useful. And it's quite handy. I've got ChatGTP, the Google one, on my phone and also on my PC. So the thing it doesn't do is access the internet to find live information. So I can't ask it, oh, what's the weather like in Hong Kong at the moment? It won't tell me that. But it will tell me what it has been, but it can't give you information directly, which is a bit of a worry, but we'll see. Perplexity with ChatGPT, they are pretty accurate. Okay, I haven't heard of Perplexity. That's interesting. Yeah. Soon people won't need YouTube to find out their questions. You can go into ChatGTP and bring it up and ask away, particularly when it has actual online access and can answer current information right now, which is sort of a bit freaky. We need to worry about the AI, I think. I watched a podcast. I listened to a podcast the other day. It had Neil deGrasse Tyson, right? Astronomer, and he was talking about it and giving some pretty scary information about how this is going on. We'll all be replaced by robots. Yes. Let's just hope. I remember seeing a photograph of a robotic arm and hand holding a human skull, right? And the caption was, let's hope they don't develop a taste for humans. Which is, yeah, I think that was reference to aliens as well. Judgment Day is coming. I think there's going to be some big changes in just the next 5 years. And we're not talking about 10, 20 years. In the next 5 years, privacy is gone. There'll be no such thing as tea. All right? Everybody can know everything about everybody. And the biggest problem in the world is the companies, big businesses. They need some regulations put in, because they're out there just to make money, and they'll do whatever it takes. And if it's to sell your information, which they're doing already, then yeah, they make it worse. And you're so influenced about it, how it's affecting you, you know. I think a Thai robot will be cheaper than my Thai girlfriend. Yeah, you think so? I don't know. Robots getting smart, eh? It could be bad. Yes, that's true. Yeah, the voice and video and everything else. Yeah, that's true. And I'm taking advantage of it a little bit myself. I use Filmora to edit my videos. Okay, and I've probably made the editing process of my videos 20%, 25% faster and easier for me because I use AI features, which has been introduced into it lately, for my voice. So I can hit one button on the timeline of my video and it will go through instantly and make my voice studio quality. It'll block out the traffic noise in the background I might have. It'll just clean up the audio and save me a hell of a lot of work doing that myself. And for me, it still sounds like me. It's not replacing anything. It's just giving me a studio quality. And that's really good. But there are ones where you could sit there and speak for 5 minutes into your microphone and the AI will learn your voice, your accent, and your way of speaking, and then you just need to just type in text and it'll read it out in your voice. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. But that's coming. That's coming. So, but yeah, that helps me out a lot because the worst part of my work is creating YouTube content is the editing side of it. I don't enjoy that at all, and if anything makes that easier, I'm all for it. Same with color and getting the image correct. Now that I know that a lot of you guys out there are watching it on TV, that means you're watching 4K on a big screen. So I need to bump the quality up. Now I can do this in 4K on my DJI camera, not a problem at all. But and changes and the sun goes behind a cloud and you're walking around and making a video, that if you run the eye across, it can just smooth all that out and you can get cinema quality, and that's better for you guys who are watching on a big screen TV compared to a small screen on a mobile phone. You see? It would be harder to type in the text than to speak it. Yes, yeah, well, the Google AI, you can just talk and tell that, and it'll bring up the text, so you don't have to type, because I can't type. Or you tell Google AI the idea. I want to do a video all about my electricity and water bill for the year. I've been here for 12 months and now my electricity bill and water bill for the whole year is such and such amount. And you ask AI, you ask the AI, what sort of content would my video need to have in it that would be engaging for my audience, that they would get something out of, and that would be a very popular video on YouTube for people to watch. And it'll come up with a whole script. You even tell it, I want it to be 8.5 minutes long, and I want it to involve these parts, and what images should I be using in the video? Should I be using graphs? And it'll just spill out the whole script for you, everything. And then I guess later, if you wanted to, you could get it to read it out in your voice, you know? Hell, even have me not even be real, I don't know. Yeah. But, you know, but we all have our own things that make our channels a bit unique, whether it's certain words, the way we speak, the way we get our message across. Everybody's individual like that, and you want to keep that. You want to keep that if you can. I hate those YouTube videos that have that AI voice. Garbage. I know, that's true. And it doesn't sound too good. But you've got to admit, though, there are a lot of people in countries that their English is not very good. Okay? And even though it sounds like it's a bit AI and robotic, it can be a lot better than trying to speak in English and hard to understand. I do watch a few videos where guys use, so that could be good for them, you know, What if I wanted to make a video for the Japanese people out there? I'd love to use AI to turn my voice and speak Japanese. And there is actually something coming to YouTube where they're going to use the AI to make your videos available in the countries where the different languages. So you could have your video go out and be translated by AI into Spanish, Japanese, French, and there's about 2 or 3 other languages at the moment. They're trialing that at the moment. Yeah, it's not available for me yet. I'm interested, and all it is just a checkbox you click in the settings and it will do that. But of course that's not your voice, but at least it would open up to a wider variety of people that don't speak English. I mean, worldwide, English speaking people is not very big. I think it's only like 10% of the population. So there's like 90% of the population that aren't watching your videos, that are missing out on getting the information you're trying to provide. And if you can have them watching in their own language, hey, great, that's good. You know? Hey Kevin, how are you? Oh, I barely speak English myself. Well, look, you know, sometimes I feel funny when I say to people or ask a Thai person, do you speak English? Because I don't speak English, I speak Australian, right? You speak Australian. There's a big difference between English and Australian, all right? And American and Irish and Scottish. So, yeah, it's, you know, it's completely different. So I'd like to see if the AI can manage the Aussie accent. Do you think it would get that right? I don't know. Yeah. That's interesting. My live stream might have restarted by itself for some reason, because I'm sure we've been going for longer than 38 minutes. Right? What is the time? I'm just going to have a quick check. It's 10:25 and I started streaming at 9 a.m. I've been going for an hour 25 and I just realised saying I've been streaming for 39 minutes. So interesting. When I end this stream, am I going to have 2 live streams show up on the channel, or will I have just one that's lost the start? I don't know. Anyway, for those who weren't here at the beginning, I'm in Chiang Mai. I'm at a beautiful cafe. There's a nice breeze coming up right now. All the leaves are falling out of the trees. Look at that. Look at it over there. There we go. Turn the camera around a bit more. I'm down by a beautiful river flowing by. Here comes the wind a bit more. Look at that down there. I should just turn the camera around, shouldn't I? There we go. Turn the camera around. Look at that. Look, it's snowing leaves. As long as branches don't fall, we'll be okay. Look at that, the breeze has suddenly just come up. Hey, Dak Ling, Chocolate Farang, how are you, buddy? Welcome. Very good. Meryl Streep couldn't manage an Aussie accent. AI might have trouble, yeah. Yeah, and Trip's trying to learn the Aussie accent too. He's failing miserably. I'm not going to let him. I try not to tell him. He's trying hard, but he's just never going to get it. He's got a Texas accent, so it's probably extra hard for him. There we go. There we go. Quick look down the river where I am. There we go. We'll go down, there we go. Look across there. Paradise, we're in paradise. The wind's just came and gone. There we go. All right. Well, guys, I am going to finish it up here. I'm going to head off for a ride, cruise my way back, and chillax, as they say. That's right, you do. There's plenty of Aussie slang too, isn't there? Plenty of videos on it. Anyway, guys, thanks, guys. Yeah, so go check out the channel. Most of you already subscribed. Check out my last video, just came out a few hours ago, and I've got one coming up all about my first year surviving in Thailand, and then of course some more tips and advice videos in future, I'm sure. So yeah, thanks everybody, thanks heaps, and I'll see you all in the next live stream. Who knows where I'll be from next week. Yeah, somewhere different as always. Okay, good one, guys, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now. Cheers.